stairway with flowers and waterfalls. Lots of detail. I'm going to show you how to layer your paint so you can get more color and more interest. How to get those little pebbles and those little flower pots on your steps and all that foliage. Yeah, this is a beautiful painting and you're going to love doing it. So let's get started. You want a black canvas. Now if you have a white canvas, you're going to want to put some black paint on there and spread it out so that you have a nice black canvas. Now you can buy canvases that are black already, but if you don't, just use a brush. Use a brush, maybe a 1 inch, or depends on how big your canvas is. Mine's 12 by 16. So you just put that on there until you get a really nice black canvas, all right? There we go. So it's a background, so it doesn't have to be too fussy. You can go up and down or sideways, whatever works for you. And let's get our black canvas. You can paint the sides and the top if it's a stretch canvas, okay? Stretch canvas is like this, okay? And then paint the sides and the top, and all your canvas will be black. So we'll let that dry and then we will start on our steps first. Now, next step is, that has to be completely dry. We're going to figure out what way we want our steps. Now you can have your steps whatever way you want. I'm just going to make them come down around from up here because I want to have 2 sides so I have enough room for some rocks and waterfalls and things. So I'm just going to take a chance on it. If you don't like your steps, you can always get a damp cloth and wipe off the chalk and start over. This is why I love drawing. So let's see. Let's go down around here, and I'm gonna head for this little corner here just to give me some idea where I want to go with it. I'm just gonna be tight up here and as if it's going off into the woods, and then we will just sort of make them curved. So let's see, hopefully I can do this properly. I'm gonna go way over here, way down here, and then I'm going to come out. That looks funny, doesn't it? It looks kind of strange. I'm kind of worried about this being way out there like that. So what I might do is, this way I can show you how to get rid of your mess. So you just wipe that off. I'm not sure. I'm going to make it sort of come in a bit more and make it leveled out there a bit more. I kind of made it too big. So what I'll do is I will bring it out here and down and then level it off. That's better. I just need to fix up the outside there. It's a bit too big. Alright, so see how you can fix it? So it's no problem. Now you can get a ruler if you like, and probably put a line across here, and then use the distance of the ruler for the first few steps anyway. Keep going horizontal, and so keep going up. You may need to make it smaller as we go up, of course. Now the stairs don't have to be perfect because in my mind these are old steps that are going, you know, just in the woods, and they're pretty well worn and gone through a lot, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I'm just going to do that. I might do a couple more like that. If they get too wide, we can adjust it. Okay, they're getting pretty wide there now, so I think I'm going to go and just judge it as I go up. Horizontal. Right, so I'm going to get a little closer as I go up the steps. Horizontal. That's supposed to be horizontal. That's the beauty of chalk, so you can fix it. Okay, there we go. So now we have some steps. I'm thinking about putting some grass in between the steps, okay, so not to worry about it being perfect. You can add a white and add a little bit of blue too, just to, whoops, that's a lot of blue. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of blue. So I'll just take that there. My brush is dirty now, so there's plenty. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to go on top of that line that I made, and then I'm going to thicken up that line, and I'm just going to touch and pull over. Okay. Okay, so just touch and pull over, and need more paint. Just get some more paint. You might have to start on the other side if you're right-handed. Okay, so we will adjust them as we go along. Okay, if they're too thin or we don't like the shape, just get your steps on first. Go on top of that line and pull over a line of your white with a little bit of blue, just to give it a, oh, whoopsie daisies. I'm not too worried, but I'm trying my best to. Some more. I'm just using the chisel edge for now, just to try and get a straight line, which is not that easy, is it? Touch and pull over. Touch and pull over. Steps might be too far apart. We can always make them thicker. This is the top part of the step, right? I'm just scrubbing that on there, getting more paint. I like to have lots of paint so I can get that to move. So some of these steps might be a little crooked, some might be bigger than others. You know, that's in my mind. If I wanted perfect steps, I would have made sure I measured them properly and made sure that they were straight. But I just want these to kind of look natural, like in the woods. All right. Just kind of thickening up some of them. So I'm not really sure how I want them to look right now, and I'm just trying to get that on there first. I don't want the line to be too thin because then it looks like it sticks. Right? I just want to get these on here. See, they're crooked for sure. They're crooked for sure. Trying to keep it horizontal. Like I said, if you're having a problem, use a smaller brush if you have to. Now we got a set of steps. All right, now let's straighten them up a little bit. So I'm going to clean my brush off. That should be still wet. Work on it while it's still wet, okay? So what we could do is spread that out a little bit more so I get some shadowy color down here. And here. Clean up that edge up here. Just scrub at it. Okay. A little bit here. Just scrub at it just so you can get it to kind of blend in. Now if you get your steps perfectly the way you want them, you don't have to do these steps. Steps that I'm doing. But I'm just trying to clean up the edges basically. Yeah, it's kind of nice nice, kind of makes it fade into the darkness underneath and things like that. Just scrub at it till you get it. If it dries up on you, just put some black. If something don't look right and you're not happy with it, just put some black back in order to get the shape of your step, you know. Alright, see, I lost the shape of the step there, so what I could do, just to show you, I can take some black and put it back in there, get the shape of the step better. Alright, see, you can always change it, don't worry. Don't you worry. That's why I like just kind of being loose. Just be loose. Don't worry about everything being perfect. Not unless you want it perfect. If you want a set of steps that are perfect, you do your measuring. Make sure they're all separated the way they're supposed to be separated. You should see that in your reference photo. Alright. Add a little bit more here because it's gone. More here. Good. Just more here. If they fade out on you, just add a little bit more weight on top there. I think we're getting it. So, and at the end of the painting, if you still want to add things to your steps, just adding a little bit of white there, just scrubbing on a little bit of white on top, so looks maybe there's some light coming in from somewhere. So we can decide on where the light comes in now, or we can decide a little later on in the painting. I'm thinking I'm going to let the sun come in from the left. That's what I'm thinking, okay? Alright, so we'll just leave those. They're not perfectly done yet, but at least they're a set of steps, okay? So as you can see, I did a sample. It's not a painting, it's just something I wanted to practice, that's all. So that's just a practice painting. I wanted to see where I was going to put everything. But the easy part, which is all bushes and trees and everything around here, to get them ready for the waterfalls and some rocks and things, okay? So it's pretty simple. And I'm going to use those paints, and I'm just going to take some green. I'm going to add a little bit of that yellowish color to it, kind of a mustardy color, isn't it? Just want to get something going on here. Alright, so you can add whatever greens you want, it's up to you. Alright, so we're just going to tap on green all over the place. So, but have in mind where you think the grass might be falling. So we got some grass. Now we got to make sure you leave lots of black in the back, alright? Leave lots of black, come a little bit over your steps. And if you're coming down, these are hills. If you're coming down, you're going to want to come in and out like that when you're coming down over a hill, okay? So that'll get the lay of the land, right? So you could tap straight over and then down. That might help. And then you come back over again and down. So what I'm trying to show you is come straight out, and then you come down the lay of the land. Just tap, tap, tap. Now, you can just tap around if you want to, but as long as you got in your mind what way you want your land, because you can go back over it again, but you're getting an idea of which way you want your land and which way you want things to run. But this is just the basics. Now, I'm not reloading yet. Whatever's on your brush, you just, all right, because this is the lay of the land, is tapping in from the outside of the canvas, and it's going in and down, all right? Going in and down. Just tap everywhere, but keep that in mind. See how I'm leaving lots of black? And I'm not using very much paint on my brush now. Whatever I had on it, I'm just letting it fall, using it up, basically, all right? See, that way I get to keep a lot of my black then, see? All right, so right now, just whatever's on your brush, See? And then if you start pushing a little bit harder, you'll get more paint to come off. Now, if you got none at all, you want to go get some more. All right? Now you want to go get some more. You don't need a big lot. When you load up your brush again, tap lighter, okay? So pressure is lighter this time. But when you start running out of paint, then your pressure is heavier. So it's important to also, I'm still keeping in mind, not just tapping haphazardly, I'm keeping in mind that the land is up here and is falling down this way, all right? Pressure is very important when you're painting, when you're tapping and when you're moving your brush around. It's really important, so you don't want big blobs, you know. So I'm going to take that land right here. All right. See how I'm jumping over places so that I don't take up all that black. If you end up losing all your black, you just go in with black again. Just tap in black in between all the greens. All right. You might want to highlight some of these. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that after. Now I'm going to just tap here and there a little bit, still thinking about the lay of the land. All right. Might look like I'm haphazardly tapping on here, but I'm really thinking about, well, see how it's coming over and down. All right, so just trying to think now where I would want more, a little bit of highlight, just so I can bring out some of those edges here. Let's see, going over and down. Okay. That's what you're going to be doing with your waterfalls. You're going to go over and down. Start over, straight over, and then down. See how that gives you a nice... And then you go down here and go over and down. Give it like another ledge. Okay, so if you want to get a ledge, you can go over and down. So say you want to make a ledge here. Just tap here, over and down. Another ledge right here. See? See how they're ledges? I'll show you how to do that with the water too. Waterfalls, okay? I'm just gonna tap down here. Good. A little bit of a blob there because I pushed a bit too hard. I don't want blobs. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave, because I'm gonna highlight some of these to bring them out more. I don't want to highlight everything, because then it will look like just blobs of green. So that's kind of looking okay, all right? Now we're going to do the other side, same way. And we're keeping an eye on the lay of the land, and then we're going to put some grass in between the steps. All right, so the same deal, same color, so because we'll be adding different colors on top of that after. I'm just adding those colors, so I only put a couple of colors on my palette. So I want to try out that new paint that I bought. I kind of like the thicker paint, but it's working out pretty good, I must say. So I'm going to think that light is more, maybe over here. I don't know, we'll see. I'm thinking to be over here more. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say the lay of the land is over. Right? I'm going to see all the little tabs. Little tabs. A lot of paint. I got a lot of paint in my brush, which I didn't mean. So I'm gonna wipe some of that off. It's way too much. Okay, so that's I'm not tapping very hard. That's why I'm not doing too bad. So here we go. Get all that grass around. Alright, so maybe just some trees and bushes back here. Who knows? Alright. That's what these basically are: trees and bushes in the background. You ever see? You go for walks in the parks and you see all kind, or you take pictures, you can see all the trees in the background. See that? All right, so this one's more of a lay of the land. This one kind of got trees and bushes. There probably is some lay of the land here when we get down a little further. You can call that up there, probably some bushes and trees. And then we got some over that chalk line there. I'm not getting any more paint. Lots of paint there yet. So this is going to be the lay of the land. Now we're going to start coming over and down. Okay, over and down. Over. See how much paint I got on there? I almost got too much. And down. Down. Over. As far as you want to go, and then go down. Alright? And then you want to make another bit here. Go over and down. Make a ledge here. So that's good. It's good. We still got that chalk line here, which is fine. We'll get rid of that after. I'm just trying to decide what to do. I'm making decisions as I go along, okay? So I'm going to add some more of that yellow and green together, and I'm going to add some grass in between the steps. Grass everywhere. Look at that. Just tap, tap, tap all around the steps, okay? See all that nice grass? Look at that. Grass everywhere. There we go. So we got some more here. Alright. Keeping that black background really helps make it look more realistic. Right. Tapping on some of the greens. But at least this way you get to see how you started painting. Or where I start anyway. It's up to you where you start. Whoops. Okay, whatever. And, you know, how to approach a painting and where you want to go with it, okay? And what decisions you have to make. So it's more than you think. People say, well, I must learn how to paint now, and it can't be that hard. And it's not hard, it's just you have to make decisions. A lot of people, when they first start out, they think they can just follow along with a reference photo, and I did when I first started. I look at a reference photo and be trying to get exactly like the reference photo, and I thought it'd be easy because I got everything in front of me, and you know, but, you got to make decisions. You might want to change up the reference photo. Trying to make exactly the same color is a bit harder. Some people do. Now, I got that much done. It's coming along. Now we want to really have lots of grass around on your steps. Okay, we have lots of it here. Lines there. Now come back closer to your steps, and we're going to put some grass right over your steps. It's really nice. And here, going on top of the steps, we're going around the steps, just having some fun. So it's nice when you put them on your steps. You actually put them on top of your steps. It's a really, really place that not a lot of people go, because if they did, there wouldn't be so much grass and stuff on your steps. This is going to go a bit of highlight here. So you can tap anywhere, but as long as you leave those darks. Make sure you leave darks. So now you can cover up any mistakes you made. Right? Cool. That's nice, isn't it? Tap on the edges here so you can make it look like there's lots of grass there. Lots of tapping in this painting, isn't it? Tap, tap, tap. And away to go. I'm adding a bit of that creamish color, mustard color to my, I'm getting closer to that than the green, so I can get some nice highlights going on there. See, kind of brings out a bit more. So just tap, tap, tap. If you do too much tapping and you get too much, just go back in with some black, all right? Tap in some black. So that's looking better there now, right? That's looking better there now, so you can have as much as you want. You can have it even falling over your steers. Right. Coming out around. Practically covering up some of those steps, you know, as long as you can still see them. But, yeah. Back into some green. I know, I'm probably overdoing it now. I'm just having so much fun. Just having too much fun. Now, so cool. Try some highlights. So we're going to go into that cream color. Now you got yellow on top of your green. That's good too, right? Yellow and or brighter green. Add yellow to your green and get a brighter green. And then just pick a spot where you think you might want to highlight. So I'm just going to pick here for now. All right, that's there. And maybe I'm going to pick a few of these other ones here. I might add highlights again after when I get the waterfalls on. Just trying to figure where those little, yeah, that's nice. I might leave the back a little bit dark so that, I don't know, probably a little bit up here. Depends on where the light is. I was thinking light was on the other side too, right? So maybe it's coming in from the left or the right, whatever you decide. I'm still making decisions here. This is the kind of painting you can make a decision on the lighting whenever you're ready. It's nice to make your decision right away. Sometimes you need to see how things work out before you make final decisions. Here, a little bit here and there, and I'm going to still may use some more highlights after. Put some on the other side there now, and we'll start adding the waterfalls. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to pick a couple of spots to add some light. A little bit of light here. If your brush gets too, it makes too many circles, you're trying to spread it open, just spread them open. Spread open the bristles by pushing like this, and then open it up like that, and then it'll open it up for you, and then you'll be able to put your bushes on a bit better. Sometimes they start making round circles. You don't want that. You want them to be. Right, so just put a few here and there. Then I'll decide where the light goes. We'll both decide. All of us. Let's all decide together. I know there's not a live stream, but but I can read your mind. So we'll have a look at it. Right. Looking good. Now I'm going to use a fan brush for my waterfalls. But you can use a flat if you want. I don't get the same results from a flat, but you can also use a bristle. As long as you are making the correct strokes, you should be able to get some pretty decent waterfalls. All right, so I'm going to take my fan brush and I'm going to bring it through my white, a little bit of blue. I don't want the white to be too chalky looking, okay? So I'm going to pick out where I want my waterfalls. Now, let's see. Could be coming from anywhere. I'm just going to go, this is the scary part. I'm just going to take that dark in there and go pull over. Remember I said pull over and then down. All right, you can slant it if you want to. And it'll be going inside in here, okay, because that's the end of the steps, so there's probably rocks and things there, okay? So we can do that, and you can also bring it down a bit more here if you want. So the main thing is to take your brush, pull over, and then down. All right, I make a little edge here. You can just go straight over and down. That'll make different edges, see? Okay, so now we gotta decide what way we want to do this. So lots of waterfalls, depends on how many you want. There's some up there, maybe we'll spread them out a little bit. Maybe just one here. Come in, over and down. And I'm kind of not pushing very hard so I can get that just to fall off so that you can see through, you know what I mean? Like, so it's not a blob of white. See that? I'm just kind of, let's see if I can show you that better. I'm trying to I'm going to start here for now. So I'm touching the chiseled edge of my brush. This is a bristle fan brush. I'll get a really good results with that. Over, pull over, and then I'm kind of dragging it down. I'm not putting it back on the edge, on the chiseled edge we call it. I'm just taking it over and then I'm pulling straight down. And you can sort of go over towards the steps if you want to have it that kind of a way up here. If you want it straight down, you just pull down like that. All right, and you can have wherever you want them. And if that's enough, you can do enough there. You can add another one. One up here, just sneaking up in the back, you know, little tiny ones, just whatever's left on your brush, kind of just drag in a little bit of water here or there, but not too much, because you don't want it to be overdone, right? And maybe just some waterfalls coming in over here, touch over and down. Nice. Sneak in a small one there, maybe one here, you know. Whatever's left over in your brush, you can just throw on a couple of brightness going on. I'm going to leave that for trees up there, I think. So instead of paths, you can make steps. Now that this could have been a path, right? So, you know, lots of ways, different ways of doing paintings. So now we have a nice, I'm thinking maybe the light is coming in from here on the right. I said left, but I'm kind of thinking maybe it might be nice to come in here, and we can make, or we can make some, I'm trying to make some sun rays coming in. Just trying to think where it would be nice. Maybe we'll throw a few in here, maybe. And then we could have the light over there, because I did say left, didn't I? So we'll make some sun rays coming in from the left, as if the sun is coming in here, and then we will brighten up some of this stuff on the. What do you think? Let's try. Okay, we have to be brave. All right, let's try the white paint with a bit of blue. All right, just a bit of blue and white. And I'm going to clean that off with a tissue, because I don't want too much paint on and get blobs. All right, so I'm just cleaning off my brush. My brush is a bit wet, so make sure your brush is not too wet. So make sure you got most of, you know, just a little bit damp, all right? So I'm going to clean that up again, and I'm going to add more of that white and blue. And I'm not going to have too much on there. I made that's too much, see? So you just wipe it off. And this. Be brave. Alright, so how can we do this? Let's see. Take the chiseled edge and start pulling in these lines as if there's some sun or something up there. Just let them fizzle out over here. Okay, get more white. Don't need any more blue this time, just white this time to get it brightened up a little bit. Just pull it out. Get it to come down. See, that's why you don't want too much, because you don't want it to cover up everything. So I'm just going to scrub that in a little bit. Make it look like sun rays. It's not bad. Scrub that on there. Let's scrub it on. Alright. A little bit more. Just get something brightened up a bit more. A bit more. Just using the tip of my brush to get some of those to come in here. Scrub at it. I know, you gotta be brave, because now you're going over your work. If you don't feel confident, don't do it. Alright? If you don't like it, you don't think it looks good, don't do it. Alright? You put on too thick, scrub at it, so you try to make it transparent. So it doesn't scrub, so it doesn't go over what you already did. Alright, we'd probably add more after, but there's a bit of sun coming in through there. I'm not as brave as you think I am. See, I'm being very cautious. I'm being very, very cautious. So I already made a boo-boo. I made that too thick there. Got to get something there to make it look like there's some sun coming in through there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some highlights on our trees. Go back to your bristle brush and we will get some nice yellow color. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more this yellowish color here to my green. I'm going to add a little bit of white. Brighten it up nicely. Now you can use whatever colors you want. I was only experimenting with these paints that I bought at the dollar store, and but you can use whatever colors you have. So the sun is coming in over here, so I'm going to brighten that up here. It's coming on top of these. Those dark up there. Just trying to get a bit of some more white on. We want it nice and bright. That's coming right in here. Stems. Leave the back a bit dark. It's okay. Go. Good. I am going to add a little bit of brightness that's coming in through here. Here. Get some of that bushes around those falls. Pretty though, I like it. I think all we have to do now is add some flowers or something, whatever you want to add to it, right? Add a little more highlights to the steps, a little more highlight to those little flowers that are sitting here. They're underneath, so you don't want too much brightness going in around there. That's kind of like under the steps, so you know you're not going to see too much going on there, right? But you can highlight some of them just to give it more realistic grass. Maybe there's a little bit of brightness on steps, wherever you think. And then we will take our flat chiseled edge brush and add a little more white to the tips of those steps, just to give it kind of like some brightness going on there. And here, kind of on the edges. When I think about contrast, I always mention contrast, right? On the edge there. Really helps a lot when you just put a little bit of whites here and there, you know? A little bit here and there, and we got the waterfalls going down. See, I'm using my flat brush here to fix up my waterfalls, so it works out okay. Good. Now take your magic brush. I call it a magic brush. It's a chip brush, but I love it for flowers. It's like a miracle. It's fantastic for flowers, and because it spreads open really wide. So I'm just going to add some flowers, and so I got my. See how the bristles are all opened up like that? And I'm going to add different colors. So I'm going to start with this nice mustardy color, this nice color. And I'm going to put flowers wherever I think them go nice. Sure, probably here, here. See how it spreads everything open? Nice, right? Add a few here, and then I'm going to add some yellow. So some yellow flowers. They're kind of close to the ones we already have there, so I'm going to put some red ones in between those now in a minute. All right, so get some nice flowers going here and over the steps. And then we'll go with red. You don't have to clean your brush. All right, just see how you put that red on there, and then we're going to go next to or around the ones we already did. See, isn't that pretty? How easy and fast that is, though, you know? That's why I try to make my paintings, so that you can do things pretty fast, pretty simple. Got some flowers going on here. Nice red flowers and some green. Well, let's go with let's see some white. Some white. Look, see, my brush is dirty, so you're going to probably get some pink and different colors, right? Look at that, isn't that nice? I think we're almost finished. There's so much you could do, you know, but I always say that because you can do whatever you want, all right? Whatever you want. And you can add some branches. You can add some more little flowers. So I'm going to show you how to. Look at that. I love the reds. Reds and yellows are really nice. That's what sells your paintings too, right? They really, those colors really jump out. So I don't know what is up here. I'm going to leave that a bit dark because I'm thinking, you know, some of these flowers are dancing around here. If you want to bring out some of those flowers a little more, you can go into your green and some yellow and, right, green and yellow. Just put on your, and just pick out a few little ones that you know, looks like these kind of leaves, big old leaves, right? I'm trying to just give it a little bit of more detail to the painting, just a little more detail, because a lot of it is just touch, 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 and tap, 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 and all that good stuff. But you know, you can add these little leaves and things going on. You know, so much things you can do. There we go. That kind of gives it a little more detail, right? So you can add a little detail here and there, like that, and maybe a little bit in here and here. I'm just grabbing a couple of little ones, just kind of throwing them on there. Textured look, okay? I'm going to add more white. I'm going back to my other brush. I only wanted to show you that one. And let's see. Really get it nice and bright. Just tapping very gently. I don't want to make blobs if there's any way possible. You know, it's the pressure in your hand mostly, okay? Leaving the back a little dark because that'll look like shadows and things going on back here, see? So whatever's left over in your brush, you can bring it back there. You really want to brighten it up, because where you got that black canvas, that is going to darken your colors. Alright, so you may have to add white and yellow and a little bit of green to get a really bright green. That's better. So you layer it with lighter colors. Keep layering your paint. There we go. Comes alive when you add those brights. Keep adding nice bright colors. Really light greens. Whatever's left over in your brush. As long as there's not much paint on your brush, you can go back here a little bit just to show that there's some foliage back here, okay? But you don't need a lot because it's maybe out here that you want to really brighten that up, okay? Now, like I said, if you end up getting too much foliage and you lose your darks, just go back in and tap in with some more darks, okay? Looks so much better, doesn't it? See how it really stands out now? So you may have to do several layers to get that really bright look. Like I say, when you come back here, just use what's left over. Don't bring your greens way back there, because then it won't stand out as much, right? Remember, we always talk about contrast, light against dark. Perfect. Let's get some more brightness over here. I'm going to add more white and yellow. Makes a big difference. Go. So much nicer, isn't it? Tapping very gently inside here because I don't want that standing out too much because it's under the steps, so it might be in shadow. That's why I'm only using my highlights. I'm leaving the sides dark so that you can have shadows. Pretty. So all you really need to do now is add some flowers. So what you did before was just the basics, right? You want to get the basics. And then, like I said, because you're working on a black canvas, it's very difficult to keep your colors nice and bright. But we'll fool them. Just adding a bit more white to some parts of these that I just lifted the color. Just adding a little more. So you're going to have to layer your colors to get those really bright brights. I practically got white on my dirty brush, and that way still some yellow and green there, and that way you can really brighten up more. I'm just tapping on what's already there. That's much better now, see? Good. Now, I also have, remember I told you I had this brush here. This is nice. I want to see what that does. So what kind of texture we get out of that. Try different things that you have, you know. Just try different things and see what kind of, yeah, that's nice. It gives you all these little tiny dots of color. Yeah, maybe I'll put some red on there just to see if I can get some red flowers. There we go. Nice. That's nice too. So anything that you can find, you know, that will help you, then use it. Alright. I just like sticking to my brushes because I just want to be a little more organized and be looking for brushes and different things. So if you want some more flowers and different things like that, use different brushes and use, I call your magic brush, like we did before. Just keep adding color. You can add some big flowers down here if you want. Whatever you, once you get the basics done, you can do anything. I'm going to add a bit of white to my red so I can brighten them up even more. See? Twisting my brush around just to get all those nice colors in there. Maybe some yellow, and that's so we can get kind of oranges going on. Nice flowers. That's about it, really. I don't, you know, you can do lots of stuff with it if you want. Whatever you want. But that's a good beginning to a nice painting. Okay. So I hope you like this. It's different. It's different. I'm just putting the flowers down on the bottom. I don't think I need them anywhere else. See? This brush is giving you all kinds of little, see those little flowers coming up? Look. Putting some yellow on the very tip of my brush. And then when you push in, it'll give you these pretty, look, pretty flowers going on there, see? I think that's good. Lots of color, nice little steps going up towards wherever it's going, and you can also add a little more white on the steps for brightness. You can never get enough highlights, in my opinion. Fix up my waterfalls there. I might add a little more waterfalls just to see if I could make them even bigger. Now, if you like what you see, you don't have to do this, okay? Just want to add a little more brightness to my waterfalls. That's all. Just a little more. Kind of makes it come alive, you know? I think that's okay. Let me know in the comment section if you like it, and give me some comments to see if, you know, what you thought. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Right, just using the same brush I used to make the waterfalls. There we go. See, just laying a little bit more of a lighter color on top. There are kind of rocks up there, but it might make a little bit of water coming out through here. Please continue adding extra layers of paint, which is fun. So I'm just going to add some green. I want to add more foliage down here, even though there's flowers there, but they're kind of tiny. I think I like to add a few more things. So I'm just going to put green on one side of my flat brush and yellow on the other side, and I'm going to make these little strokes to make these little bits of foliage. And just touch and pull, or just touch, okay? So you get some, and go back and get some more yellow if you need it. And then you get nice little bits of foliage down here. Make sure you get lots of yellow because you want it to show up. Alright, so you touch, you get all these little bits of foliage. There we go. And that'll make them brighter too. Nice. I might add a little bit of white to my yellow. Green on the other side, just to see if I can brighten them up even more. Lots of yellow. See? So with the green on one side and the yellow on the other, you'll get your green on the bottom and yellow on top. So I'm just taking my brush and I'm having it, the chiseled edge is facing outwards. And then I'm just touching the corner of my brush and pushing in, that way you'll get both paints coming off the brush. Okay. So we'll do that, and that gives it more of a detailed foliage. Okay, that's what we're looking for, more detail. And we'll do both sides with lots of foliage, so get lots of yellow. So lots of yellow, green side down. There we go. We'll do all that. See how I'm picking up? Got lots of green, I'm picking up the yellow, putting it on top. See, it's pretty thick there. So I want it to show up nice and bright. Because of the black background, we're having a hard time in some cases to get that brightness of foliage to work its way out. Acrylics dry really dull in any way, so it's difficult. So all I'm doing is touching. So dark green on the back, right, of your flat brush. Yellow on the other side. Right, so it's a lot of paint because I want to make sure it's nice and bright. So I'm just touching, look, see? And when I touch, the dark is on the bottom and the yellow is on the top. Alright, and add a little bit of white if you want it to come out even brighter. Add a little bit of white, yellow, dark green. I like the yellow better. Make sure you got more yellow than white for sure. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Stands out a bit more. There we go. What I'm going to do here is I might put some pebbles. See, I know we had all the painting almost done, but the painting don't have to be finished until you're finished. And I wasn't finished. After I looked at it, I said, you know, I'd like to have some pebbles and different things, something else going on in my painting. It's so easy to fix. So these pebbles are going to be a little bit of a different colors. So first of all, I'm going to start off with some brown on the bottom and white on top, same as we did with the green foliage. And then we're going to touch and have these little pebbles all over the place. Need more white. Touch. Right, and I'm going to spread them out because I want to put different colors in between them. These are little pebbles. And I'm going to put some blue on one side of my brush and white on the other side this time. That way I'll get some blue pebbles, some brown pebbles, some reddish colored pebbles. I have a little bit of red on the back. Dirty brush all the time. Touch. All these little pebbles. There we go. A little bit of white again. So go back and forth with white, blue, and red. Make sure the dark colors are at one end of your brush, one side of your brush, and the lighter colors are. Just get a small flat brush. Get these little pebbles. Just use the tip of your brush. Get the smaller ones. Just a tip. Alright. You can go over some of the ones you already did if they're too big. So you want little pebbles too, right? It's just a matter of touching. Touch. Little pebbles. You could put anything down here. You can put water or anything if you want to. touch, 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 touch. I'm touching over the ones I did so they don't be too big and too standing out too much. Right? There we go. So brown on one side and white on the other. And get some more little ones on top while you did. See, layering in your paintings is a very important. Layering. See? Now I'm layering and you can see that it looks like a lot more pebbles now than it did in the beginning, right? See, and you can keep going and going and going until you get what you want. All right. I was also thinking some flowers down here. Some nice tulips or something. So I like this brush. This is going to work with flowers, foliage, the little bits of foliage, because we're not tapping. All right. So we're going to use this synthetic flat brush. It's only a small brush. This one says size 8. But some size 8s are bigger depending on the brand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dark green on one side of my brush again and yellow on the other side. See how many times you can make different things with one color on one side and another color on the other side. How many different techniques you can use. So I'm going to go with bringing up some nice long stems for some tulips. So I'm going to take this and pull up. Okay. And I'm going to lighten up my green a bit. It's a bit dark. Lighten up with some yellow on one side. So a lighter green on the other side, and then your yellow on the other side. Okay. So I'm trying to lighten up even the background part. Let's just get a few of these in here. See them. Not easy to see them, but these are stems. Just bring them up. Use the chisel edge of your brush and lighten up your green with some yellow. Get a light green on one side, and then this on one side, and then yellow on the other. And then you just touch the chiseled edge, dark green down. Pull up. So it's a little bit hard to see them because the paint's a little transparent for some reason. So I'll just keep adding some yellow. See if I can get that to stand out a bit more for you. Good. As long as you can see the stems, and then we will add some tulips, which is all you need is some red paint. So put some red paint on your brush, same brush, and then we'll just put some nice tulips. We'll just go backward C and forward C. That's it. Backward C and forward C. Big one right there. Nice tulips. Yeah. I put some on the other side. What do you think? Now if you want to, you can make your tulips first and then add your stems. But I think it's better the other way because that way you can see where you're putting your flowers. My light green and yellow. And a couple of stems to hold our couple of smaller ones over here maybe. A couple little stems coming up here. I'm going to make them a little smaller. And then I'm going to add, I'm just cleaning off my brush with, I'm using the same brush. I'm just going to clean up a bit of tissue. I'm going to go with my red, add some more red tulips here, backwards C, forward C. Okay, I'm going to add maybe a lighter color, maybe add some white, and then you get pink tulips. Backward C, forward C, backward C, forward C. Backward C, forward C. A couple little tulips over there. And so I just drew it with chalk. I'll probably put one here, maybe one up here, just to sort of even them out. Maybe one here, you know, wherever you want them. And let's try one right here. So you make a line, and then you make another line here on the step, which is shorter than the top one, and then you just bring those lines down. It gives it like a little pat. You can also have round ones or whatever you want. So let's just try those two first. So I'm thinking about putting a couple of flower pots on here. So I'm thinking maybe I could have one right here. So we'll just put a straight line over. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I just thought I'd try a few different things. So I got a bigger line up here on top and a shorter line down there, and then I'm just gonna bring my lines over, and that gives you like a little flower pot. And so you can have them wherever you want. You can have one here if you want. You just put a line over, a short line down here. So you got a cute little one there. So wherever you want, you can have it on every step if you want to, but I'm just going to kind of just even them out a little bit, go up like a little zigzag or something. So I got another one here. And do it in chalk in case you don't like them. So you can have another one up here if you like. So let's just say maybe here. Straight. Try to stay horizontal. There's a little one there. Okay. And I think this should do it. You don't want to overdo it. And we'll paint those in. So what we'll do is we will paint this one in brown. And whatever colors you want. The chalk will keep you having it in proper shape. Shape. When the chalk marks come off, then you'll be able to see it. So just do all of those brown for now. Just over chalk lines. Like I say, when that dries, then you can use a damp brush to get rid of any extra chalk lines. Chalk lines will help you get the shape of the pots. Good. Good. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up some yellow on your brush. Just wipe it off with some tissue whenever you're finished with that color. And just pick up some of your yellow. So you can see I'm just laying it on the top of my brush. I'm not kind of doing much of anything, only laying the paint on there. And we got some light coming in. Looks like light's coming in through here, so the highlight can be anywhere. Yeah, I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to pull in from the outside my yellow. Pull that in here from the edge of that. Because the paint is wet, and you're probably better off letting it dry. Sometimes it works nicely, it blends nicely when it's all wet. Okay. good. Now take a small bristle brush and tap into some green, a dark green this time. Dark green. Okay, so you can add some green with a little bit of blue to really darken it up, okay? Good. And then you're going to tap on some foliage so that you know where your flowers are going to go. Bring down some over the sides. Front of the, just have some there like that. And that will also help you get the shape of the kind of flowers that you want in there. See, just tap, 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 tap. Lots of flowers. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. That's why we're using a bristle brush right now, because we're tapping. If you look here. Alright, so now we have our foliage getting ready to put some flowers on there. So now we're going back to our flat brush again. And we're going to put some different colors on there. Probably a red and yellow. Nice. And then we can add some nice flowers, just touching. See how you get some pretty flowers just by touching. Touch, touch. Yellow and red. Red on one side, yellow on the other. Red side can be down. Almost like little tulips or something, aren't they? You can have whatever flowers you want in there. These are just ones that I'm putting in, make it easy for you and for me. Cool. Looks good. See? That's nice. It adds to the flowers, right? You can also use your magic brush to add a few little different types of flowers. Just add some red and yellow, like that. If it's too much, just tap it off in your tissue or on your palette. That way you'll be able to see what kind of flowers you're going to get. So if you tap that here like this, that's basically what you want to get. So if you don't like that, go back to the other brush. So just tap it here just to show you. See, that's pretty quick, isn't it? And get nice flowers. See, nice. All right. So you can do that with your magic brush, or you can also take a bristle brush that you used before, a small one or a medium one, whatever size you want. And then you can put colors on top of that and also just touch. Alright, so just go back in with the red and the yellow and maybe a bit of white, just something different. Alright, so that's your bristle. And then you can add flowers on top like that. Just touch, 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 touch. Get all kinds of pretty flowers, see? There we go. Nice. You could even touch up ones you already got done. Add a few little ones around it already. You know, just add flowers here and there. That's what's going to make the painting interesting. So, choose whatever brush that you like the best. You can even use a round brush. What do I do with my round brush? You can even use a little round brush. And there's another one right here. And just, maybe you want blue flowers. I don't know. So I'm going to use blue and white. Alright, blue and white. You can have purple flowers, you can have violet, whatever colors you want. So that's in here, right? So this is a round brush, and let's see, just touch, 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 touch. And this is not as good as the other ones, is it? Getting the results I want. It'll go back to the other ones. I wanted to try it anyway. I did want to try it. So for the flowers, you're going to need a bristle brush. The magic brush or a bristle brush. Alright? I call it the magic brush. So I just got a nice little bristle brush. All the bristles are open. And then I'm going to dip in whatever colors I want. I'm going to go back with the blue just to see if I can get that. Nice. Yeah. We're getting it. We're getting it. Pretty. Now you're only tapping on, so you make sure that you leave some of that underpainting of those green leaves and things, okay? That's nice. Now what's really going to bring those flowers out is some white. Alright, so I'm just going to pick up my little brush, my little bristle brush. I'm going to add just white. Alright, and I'm going to tap that off a little bit because I had a bit too much, but you can see, as long as they're opened, then you're going to get, so add a little bit of white in between the ones you already did, because that will help bring them out a bit more. Just try not to destroy what you already did, but see that one there is nice and white, right? Then you get, if they won't go on right away, just wait for the painting to dry. Alright, good. Add white anywhere you want, see? And that will really brighten things up. Just little bits here and there on top of some of these. See how many layers I'm after putting on this painting? I mean, this is like 5 or 6 layers of different color paints, isn't it? But I didn't change much. I just brightened it up. Brighten it up, add a few flowers, some extra color. It's kind of dull, you know, first. But doing all this, just adding some colors and whites, really brightens it up a lot. So I think I'm going to So I'm just going to touch up the waterfalls and see what else we might want to do. And if there's nothing else we want to do with it, we will stop. I'll bring the waterfalls down this way a little bit too. Coming out over some rocks and things. Going in behind there. To get a little more waterfalls going on there. There we go. That adds to it. Another layer of waterfalls here like that. Picked up some red by accident. That's not a happy accident. Clean off your brush. Up the wrong paint and add some. Just try to get those waterfalls to stand out a bit more. See how many things you can do with your painting? It may take you longer, but it'll be fun. It's all waterfalls everywhere. So you can highlight those flowers a little bit with some white. Just a little bit on the edges there. Just to bring them out more and over here too. Whatever else you think you need. Right. Need more yellows. Sometimes you can let it dry, and that way you can do your other layers on top of the paint when it's dry, and that way you can get the colors to stand out more. Like here, I found I could get those yellows to stand out. They're coming out a bit more there now. See? Good. So you think you need extra? Just dab a little extra on, especially after they dry. Right. Now you can clean up the chalk with a damp brush. What you can do is an improvement, so adding all your flowers and your extra highlights brings it out a lot better, right? So you can do lots of things with it. So I just wanted to show you today how you can layer and layer and layer your paints to bring it out. Add new things to your paint. You might think it's finished, but so many things you can do with it before you're completely finished. Alright, so hopefully this lesson can show you different ways that you can add other subjects and colors and layers to your painting to bring it out and make it more interesting. So there we go. We'll call that finished, and thank you so much for watching today, and you can like and subscribe, and that way I'll be able to get more of my videos out to more people, and I'll be able to do more videos for you. So thank you so much for your support and everything else. So you have a great day, and signing out from Allison Prior. See you in the next video. Bye.